Hey there, it's Gav and Lucy from IGN, and we've just had a look at Dreams. Well, you've just had a look at Dreams.
Yes.
Was it a nightmare or a dream?
It was a dream, but it was as Media Molecule described, a lucid dream.
Yeah.
Take from that what you will. I'm still quite confused by Dreams. I think it looks amazing, but by Media Molecule's own admission, they're not even quite sure what it is yet. So basically, their whole idea behind Dreams is to combine create and play. In Little Big Planet, they were two very separate things. Now in Dreams, they've sort of merged them together. So you're constantly creating as you're playing. But the creation kit, I suppose, in this game is enormous. I actually can't wrap my head around it. It's sort of unfathomable, and it's going to get really, and basically what they're saying is once the community gets their hands on it, it's going to get really meta. I mean, people are going to be creating their own creation kits.
I guess that's a really hard thing with a lot of games we saw actually at Sony, whereas it's like a lot of them, you don't really know how they play. And like at one point in the conference, the Media Molecule's like, oh, but how does it play? And they kind of showed us a little bit like, I still have no idea how it plays, man. Like, even though you showed me a giant mouse, I really liked it, but I still have no idea how it's going to play. Was it a little bit more in-depth in the demo?
Well, basically they didn't go into a huge amount of detail of any kind of a story mode, which I don't actually believe exists in the way that it did in Little Big Planet. But what they did say is that there is going to be a Media Molecule seed that you can, and that's how they described it. They described it as a seed that basically you can play through and explore and use their assets and stuff like that. But essentially they're describing that as a launching pad rather than a totally separate entity. So I think the idea behind Dreams really is to create this giant universe.
I kind of have faith in Media Molecule. No matter what crazy stuff they come up with, I always think, no, they always bring the goods, and it's always a really good game. But with this, it seems so massive. And they're such a tiny studio that I really, really hope that they can kind of pull off. I mean, it's called Dreams, so it's literally anything you can dream of, apparently. Is that, how hard is that to do? Pretty hard, I guess.
Well, I suppose the one really sort of positive thing that they've learnt from Little Big Planet is community management, right? Like learning what works with managing a giant unruly community to make sure that if you're looking up, say, a tree, you're not going to get a million crappy trees. You know, you're going to get some really good ones that are going to come first, that are going to be rated the highest. So yeah, it's a massively ambitious project. I'm the same as you. Like I do have absolute faith in the studio, and certainly the art style and the assets that they're already showing us are really, you know, they're classically charming in that Media Molecule way. And it does look very exciting. But again, even from that behind closed doors session, I still haven't quite got a grasp on what it is. But I think we're going to learn a hell of a lot more when the beta hits early next year. And I think that they are going to learn a hell of a lot more when the beta hits as well, because basically they need to know how the community is going to manage it. It's going to deal with it.
I mean, it sounds awesome. You've written an amazing preview, which you can read on IGN.com. And for everything else Dreams, keep it right here.